And welcome back, everyone, to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. Driving along. It's Thursday. I'm still in the car. I haven't been in the car since Wednesday. I did get out of the car. We had an AMA last night for CryptoConfidential. Good conversations, lots of good questions. We talked about, a possible summer event that we're doing. So stay tuned for news on that. But expect us to be doing something this summer. So. But the news yesterday, it's been pretty quiet on the crypto news cycle, but it has been plenty on the economy. So the Federal Reserve, they announced that they were raising interest rates as predicted, 0.5 percentage point or 50 basis points, because they love to make things sound more important than they really are, but 0.5 percentage point. And the bigger news was that they were hinting that they may be doing that the next few meetings as well. So looking for another point and a half raise. So if I remember this right, when I was looking at this back in the day and watching it more with real estate, you would raise interest rates. Every time you raise interest rates a little bit, the mortgage rates would go up. But what's happened is that since the Federal Reserve hinted at raising interest rates, the numbers have gone up significantly since November, even though the Federal Reserve didn't raise the rates. So now the interest rates are going to go up. Let's see what the mortgage reaction is, because the mortgage rates went from 3% to 5.5% before the Federal Reserve made any moves. So now the Reserve has actually moved at 0.5 point. Let's see how the market reacts, both on the financial markets and also the mortgage and real estate markets. But we're going to see, if days on market actually goes up or prices actually come down. There's a little bit of evidence that this may be happening, but it's going to take a long time for this to bake into the real estate cycle, because so many companies are still buying a lot of real estate, no matter what the price is, and for all cash. So it's going to be interesting. But that was the big story, was that the 0.5% move, and it's 0.5% does virtually nothing, but it's a sign to the classic and legacy financial systems of what people are thinking, and that things may be coming, that more interest rates are going up. Let's see, what other things the reaction of the market after the news, and it was about 2 p.m. yesterday Eastern time, and crypto went up. Crypto went up significantly, and several altcoins went up significantly. I saw Zilliqa made a nice move. It's couldn't really find news as to why. I'm still looking, but a lot of cryptos made significant moves, and not just against the dollar, but also against Bitcoin. So crypto reacted well, and it kind of goes back to that crypto is a safe haven against inflation. So we will see. Yes, I know I need gas. Thank you very much. That's on the list. It's one of the reasons I'm not driving. But I'm also shipping a package. Got to get that done. So little things I got to get done around town. But the crypto news, I'm looking for more crypto news. But honestly, there wasn't a whole lot. I know that Polkadot finally, I think it's going live now on the Kusama test chain. So, and Kusama is that's their test network for Polkadot. So they use Kusama as their test net as compared to the main net of Polkadot. So they're about to go with, I forget the name, it might be XCM or cross-chain messaging, that protocol that's going live. So what they have is Polkadot has an ecosystem where they have these different blockchains all on their base chain. So they have a base chain, it's a picture of a circle and with spokes coming out of it. So the circle is their main chain, which is called the relay chain, and that's how everything talks to one another. So you have the relay chain, and then you have parachains, which are spokes around the circle. Parachains are like project blockchains. So now the parachains can talk to one another thanks to the relay chain having this cross-chain messaging system. So now you think of a global standard for texting or global standard for any kind of messaging, that it now exists on Polkadot. So the parachains, the native blockchains built on Polkadot network, can talk to one another. Next will come the cross-chain language that will work with bridges, so that it will talk to blockchains that are not part of the native system for Polkadot. So again, you've got a wheel. So the wheel is all Polkadot, and then you've got spokes, and then you got major spokes that go out beyond their ecosystem and talk through bridges to other blockchains. So that's going to be coming next, and that's what Polkadot's trying to do. That's what Cosmos and the IBC, the inter-blockchain communication system, is trying to do. That is one of the next holy grails for crypto, is like to have all these different blockchains talk to one another. That flight was pretty low, right by the airport today. So that's big. So having all these different blockchains talk to one another and having a system to do that, having these protocols to do that, is a big step. It's kind of like having like all these apps that are able to talk to one another on the Google Play Store or the iPhone Store, because they all have the same standards, like same SDK, API, software development kit, a application protocol interface. I think that's what an API is. Testing my 3-letter acronym abilities this morning, but that's what they're working on. So now you have Polkadot leading the way, and you have Cosmos, which is another blockchain that's way underrated, the Atom token, and the different projects on that. They're talking across different platforms. So you've got all these different things that are working together, and that's what's coming next for crypto. Yes, we've got, everybody's looking at Bitcoin. Everybody's looking at how Bitcoin's moving. Bitcoin moved up, and it's probably going to break 40,000. Although Thursday is usually a typical down day. We'll see, and then things get quiet over the weekend. But we've got the major news. The biggest news this week was the Federal Reserve, and went up a 0.5 point. Sounds like nothing, but that's why they make it sound like it's huge with 50 basis points. They go, 50 basis points. All they did was move the decimal point. Now it's 50 cents versus $1. So it's 0.5%. It is tiny. So I really wouldn't. It is what it is. The traditional financial sector, it makes small moves a big deal because it's a large amount of money that they move. So think of it like a lever. So a 0.5% to a $1 trillion market is like a 10% move to a $1 billion market. It's significant. Or it's actually like a 50% move to a $1 billion market, because it's a factor of 1,000. So the real numbers are that, like, if all frame of reference, right? So Bitcoin is relatively small compared to everything else. It's like not even $1 trillion market anymore, because it's like for every $10,000 of Bitcoin, it's a $200 million market cap, or $200 billion market cap. So at 50,000 Bitcoin, when the price of Bitcoin gets back to 50,000, Bitcoin will be worth $1 trillion. When it gets to 100,000, it'll be $2 trillion. To get to equal to gold of 10 trillion market, which is probably even higher now. I haven't looked at the market cap of gold, but let's just call it 10 trillion amongst friends. Now we're looking at 10 times, Bitcoin had to be 500,000 to be comparable to gold. Could it get there? Absolutely. All the indicators are there that it should, and it could, and it will, but it will take a little bit of time. But everything looks good. Everything looks promising for crypto. The adoption's coming. Everything's coming along, but Federal Reserve, that's going to dominate the news. It's just how it works right now with the legacy systems. But the good news is that Bitcoin went up, crypto went up with the news that came from Jay Powell and the Federal Reserve, and I expect more of the same over the next several months. So you can only hold the beach ball under the water for so long. So look for Bitcoin to keep on rising. But a lot said today. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a great week and weekend. But for now, I'm going to close the door on the bureau, say follow leader one more time, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.